Welcome to a special edition where we are talking about some of the things that are going on in our world today. What else is new?
Yeah, what else is new?
And I want to start off with a quote from Rumi, one of our favorite quotes. He stated, "Forget safety. Run from what's comfortable. Live where you fear to live. Destroy your reputation." Oh, that's a big one. "Be notorious." He continued, "I have tried prudent planning long enough. From now on, I'll be mad, as in insane." You see, here's the reality. Check around. The person who tells the truth, the person of truth in today's world is most often perceived by the majority as mad.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But the reality is that what the majority believe to be truth are the real madness.
Yeah.
Check history and you'll find here's a truth. No one who is normal ever made history.
True.
It is true, isn't it?
It's very true.
No one who is normal ever made history. Only the abnormal make history. And there's so many people wanting to make a difference, wanting to make an impact. Well, if you're going to be normal, you're not going to do that. But before we get into some fundamental principles of what it takes to have the influence and to transmute, if you will, more on that in a moment, those fears and uncertainties, let me just ask you this question. Do you ever feel stressed, tired, and burnt out?
Yes.
Wait, I didn't even finish the question.
I'm sorry.
I'm asking him, her.
Right.
Do you ever feel stressed,
apologies.
tired, and burnt out? But of course you do, and we all do. A lot of us do. Do you ever feel like no matter how much rest you get, there's still this heavy feeling that creeps into your day, and it's a struggle to drag up the enthusiasm that you need to continue on and to take on the challenges that just keep coming in today's world? Do you ever feel that way? Do you often feel like it's difficult to even influence yourself? I'm laughing because I know who I live with. Influence yourself to get out of bed in the morning, much less to take on the world. Well, if you're ready to tackle this head on, then stick with us here today because we're going to share with you how you can clear out emotional issues that are distracting you and blocking your inspiration. And there's one thing that we're going to suggest you must do. Well, actually, two things. You must commit to, number one, alchemy. Now, if that's the first time you heard us talk about it, what is alchemy?
It's to take something of lower value and transmute it into something of higher value.
Right. It's not literally transmuting base metal into gold. It's transmuting the internal base metal into the gold of awareness and awakened consciousness. And that leads us into the second thing. So you have to commit to alchemy.
Yes.
And that's very practical, by the way. And you have to commit to self-awareness and from there, adaptability and autonomy. So let's talk about those three aspects real quickly here today. And let me just promise you, I think we can both promise you, because we've been through some tough times. Have you been through some tough times in the last few years?
Yes.
Have you had some hard hits? Most of us have. And let me promise you, your true wealth is not what you have. Your true wealth is what you're left with when all you have is gone. Now, that's easier said than done. But Bersaba and I have both been in situations where, by all appearances, we were done.
Yeah.
But we knew we weren't. And so we had to have the ability to influence ourselves to keep going.
True.
We had to commit to alchemy and influence, transmutation, which Bersaba already described. And unless you can influence yourself to keep moving forward, you'll never influence your results. You'll never be able to transmute what appears to be trash into treasure.
True.
And it all starts inside. It really does. So let's talk real quickly about three, and we'll keep it as tight as we can. We could talk about this all day long, but we won't. Let's talk about three fundamental factors of alchemy and influence: self-awareness, adaptation, autonomy. let's start self-awareness by going to ancient Greece. It's a pretty good place to start. When you went into the Oracle of Delphi at ancient Greece, there was a description, or an inscription, I should say, over the entranceway. And do you remember what that says?
Know thyself.
Know thyself. Now, what many are not aware of is that that actually is a longer statement. It says, know thyself, and you will possess the keys
Of the universe.
to the universe and secrets, go ahead,
Secrets of the gods.
of the gods.
That's
pretty,
right?
yes, that's pretty powerful. So, what is self-awareness? Unfortunately, research proves that very few people have much self-awareness in today's world. So, let us ask you a couple of questions. Who are you? Beyond what you do, who are you?
Yeah, not your occupation.
No, beyond what you have or what you own, who are you? Here's a bigger question. If everything was taken away from you right now, your friends, your family, your colleagues, your business, your finances, who would you be? That's a big one.
Yeah.
You know, most people have little to no understanding of who they really are. They state things like, and you mentioned occupation. Well, I'm an entrepreneur. No,
Yeah.
that's not who you are. I'm a parent. No, I'm a man and a woman. I'm an engineer. I'm an architect. You see, those are all things that you do or roles that you play. Get the difference?
Mm-hmm.
They do not qualify for who you are.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
What's that?
I thought you were going to expand on that. So here's another question, and I'll just ask you, Bersaba. Why do you do what you do?
That's a good question.
I think you have some degree of answers. You're pretty self-aware.
Of why I do what I do.
Why do you do what you do?
Oh, because of my ultimate intention.
Okay.
Is why I do what I do.
Okay, and where did a lot of that come from?
What's that, my intention?
Yes. And your drive to have certain things, for instance, to like certain things and not like other things.
Oh, well, that's a deep dive.
Yes, it is.
So you have to figure out why you like the things you like to begin with. And if they're of your choice of liking, or was it handed down to you
That's
by
right.
someone, anyone?
And in our experience, probably 95, if not more, percentage of why you like certain things and not other
handed
things.
to you.
It was given to you from an outside source, parents, clergy, school system, teachers.
Right.
Here's another one. Why do you have certain habits and traits?
True. Yes.
Same thing.
Especially those.
Are they, there is no value in lying to yourself. Are they yours, or have you adopted them from your parents or from someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a good one. Do you ever promise yourself you're going to change and then you don't?
Yes.
Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever do things and then wonder, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Here's an even bigger one. Do you ever do things that are disempowering, maybe even harmful? You know they're not good for you.
But you do it anyway.
But you do it. Why is that? See, unless you can answer these questions, you have little to no ability to influence yourself. And these are all questions of self-awareness. Much less, you can't influence yourself, much less be able to discipline yourself to do something different. Does that make sense to you? You're basically running on unconscious autopilot. Now, what does modern psychology tell us about your unconscious? What percentage of what we do every day, Bersaba, is driven by your unconscious?
95%.
95%. Completely out of your awareness. That's not self-awareness. That's out of awareness. 95%. So look at where you are today, financially, relationally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and realize, and maybe you're hugely successful. Congratulations if you are. But even if you're not, or if you are, regardless, you've achieved that position based on 5% of your conscious awareness. Do you get that? And so the most powerful thing that you and I can do in these disruptive times for self-awareness, but even more importantly than that, to create what you desire and deserve, is to make the unconscious
conscious.
conscious. Why is that important, Bersabel, to make the unconscious conscious?
Well, you take, that's where you take control. You make the choices instead of being run by your emotions and other people's thoughts and feelings. You're the one consciously making the decisions of what you do.
That's right. And only when you can make them conscious are you able to observe them and see the blocks, barriers, and limitations. You can heal them, integrate them, and literally set yourself free.
That's true.
And so that there's nothing more important than that to develop alchemy and influence. Because here's the bottom line. Your results are a reflection of you. If you want your results to grow, you must grow. If you want your results to change, you must change.
Yeah.
And that brings us to adaptation. It takes adaptation to do that. The second principle we'd like to chat about today, you have to adapt and adapt and adapt again.
And keep adapting.
And why is that, Bersabel? Why do we have to keep adapting?
Because everything is always changing. Nothing ever stays the same.
Do you think it's even more so in today's turbulent times?
I think it's more rapid these days than it's ever been.
We live in a Mach 10 world, false or true, and if you're not adapting, life is passing you by.
Yeah.
And please put this in your notes.
It's more like it's bulldozing over you. It's not passing you by.
Even better. Nothing fails today like the success of yesterday. We've experienced that.
Yes.
The things that used to work and work big will not guarantee that you're going to win big tomorrow. In fact, in many, if not most cases, nothing fails today like the success of yesterday. I hope that makes sense to you. And so you have to adapt and adapt quickly. Research tells us that every single one of us is going to have to redefine ourselves a minimum of 5 times.
Yeah.
Over the remainder of our career. Can you relate to that? I mean, I certainly can.
Yes.
You're a completely different person in a completely different field, doing completely different things, and you're still adapting.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this question. Do you ever find yourself waffling and deliberating when it comes to the moment of making a decision?
Yes.
Analyzing.
That's why I have somebody else make it
analyzing.
for me.
You're letting them off the hook.
I know.
Why is that? Why is that? Because here's what I promise you. And Bloomberg has backed this up with their research. Leaders make quick decisions. Why is it we analyze and analyze and analyze? Now, we're obviously asking a lot of questions. And in a moment, we're going to tell you specifically how to answer all of these. But here's what I want to share with you. Friedrich Nietzsche, one of my favorites, said, I don't know if you remember this quote, man can make it through any how if he has a strong enough...
Why?
Yes. Why?
Why?
Man can make it through anyhow if he has a strong enough why. So the point is, if you don't know why you do what you do, there's no way that you're going to be able to influence yourself and to be able to create transmutation, which is alchemy. And here's the why. It's unresolved emotional issues. That's the 95% we've already talked about.
Oh, that's real.
The reason why you do what you do is completely out of your awareness. And here's the rub. You can't deal with something you're not aware of. And so that's why we can promise you the most important thing that you need to do is to make the unconscious conscious. Because then you can heal it, integrate it, and set yourself free. Let's go back to Rumi because that's one of our favorite quotes. We remind ourselves of it frequently. Forget safety. You see, safety is only safe based upon past experiences.
Safety is a stale life.
It is a stale life, and we live in turbulent times. We don't live in stale times, far from it. Run from what's comfortable. Comfort is a prison.
Yes.
You're never comfortable setting records. You're only comfortable when you're doing repeats. You follow? You're never comfortable setting records. You're always uncomfortable.
That's a life in the cubicle.
life in a box, right? And your comfort zone is a place where you go to die because you've got to constantly run from what's comfortable. Live where you fear to live. Now, again, these are easier to think about than they are to digest.
Sure.
Even more so difficult to act upon. But we're sharing these with you because we believe they're imperative in these turbulent times. Live where you fear to live. Let us promise you this, and we have a lot of references to prove this. Your greatest achievement, your greatest accomplishment, your greatest growth is just past the doorway of the things you fear the most. So you have to step through that doorway to fear. Destroy your reputation. Well, I did this over a decade ago.
Yeah.
It got destroyed. But here's
the better way is don't give any importance to what people think about you.
That's the point. What's your reputation? I can't tell you how many times I hear online, well, your reputation is all you have. No, your reputation is other people's opinions of you. And therefore, we'll talk more about that in a moment, but you're not living your own life. Be notorious. And that brings us, so we have self-awareness, we have adaptability, that brings us to autonomy. What's autonomy, Beersheba?
Autonomous.
Okay. You can take the...
It's choosing.
Choosing what?
Choosing what you want.
Yes. Is it always doing what you want?
Is it always doing what you want? No.
No, it's not. No. It's not. Do you always do what you want to do?
No.
No, you don't. Are you an autonomous person?
Yes.
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 Self-defined. You see, autonomy, we hear a lot about autonomy. Oh, here's another one we hear a lot. Sovereignty. I'm a sovereign being. I'm not going to do this. No one's going to tell me what to do. Well, let me promise you, autonomy, which in sovereignty is very close.
It's an inside game.
It is. It's not choosing to do what you want. Autonomy, true autonomy, grab this, is choosing how to choosing the experience that you want to have.
Of the external circumstance.
With anything, that's right, with anything life throws at you, beyond others' opinions.
Yes.
If it's being an independent thinker. Independent thinkers are not highly valued in today's world. Look around you. Most people follow the herd, quite frankly. If you're an independent thinker in today's world, you often get persecuted. You sometimes get prosecuted. Check it out. The world doesn't like independent thinkers. Go back to your school system. How much did your school system, Beersheba, encourage you to be an independent thinker?
Well, they would throw me in detention and I would get suspended from school. That's how they rewarded independent thinking.
Yeah, she was notorious when she was 12 years old. That's probably why you quit.
Yeah, I came out when I was 15.
Yeah.
14, actually.
Certainly did. So here's the thing. If you live your life, be an independent thinker. If you live your life according to the opinions of others, it's not your life.
No.
It's someone else's life. When I was standing in the desert, the barren desert in 2013, I was homeless, I was alone, and I was $20 million in debt. I didn't know this lovely lady yet. Almost everyone I knew, certainly at least 99% of the people that I knew, even people on social media, even people in legacy media, believed I was done in 2013. But I knew I wasn't. If I would have bought into their opinions back in 2013, I wouldn't be married to the most amazing woman on the planet. We're certainly not homeless as we come to you from our media studio here in our home in Nevada. And the debt has been completely retired. And so I had to live an autonomous life. I had to know what I know beyond the opinions of others. If I bought into the controlling narrative, I wouldn't be here today. Certainly wouldn't be here with you. And to do that, to be autonomous, you have to know what you value beyond what you've been gifted or given. Another one is beliefs, and this is imperative for autonomy and influence. Beliefs. There's 3 types of beliefs, Bersaba. What are they? Do you know?
Belief in self.
Belief in self.
Belief in others, and belief in the world.
That's right. Self, others, and world. And this is not a new idea. I mean, the Christ told us in the book of Matthew, according to your beliefs,
it is done unto you.
It is done unto you. You want a different source? Go to William James, the father of modern psychology, who stated your beliefs create the fact. Go to social cognitive theory. Albert Bandura, one of the most esteemed gentlemen in that field, says your beliefs are your primary driving force in your success or failure.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, in these turbulent times, what are your beliefs about yourself? What you're capable of? What you can do and cannot do? What are your beliefs about others? You know, when the trolls come out, which they will, and people don't support you, which they won't. Not always.
Yeah.
Maybe more often not than so. What are your beliefs about others? What are your beliefs about the world? You see, in life, a lot of people look around the world right now, and a lot of people believe that the world is going to hell in a handbasket. I don't believe that. What do you think about the world right now, Bersaba?
It appears that way, yes. And there's a lot of disruption going on. And in the bigger picture, if we could take a broader perspective, I think a lot of people are waking up to things and coming together more as a whole.
Yes. The sleeping giants are waking up.
Yes.
They really are.
That's true.
And so the belief is, I don't believe, and I don't think we believe, that the world is going to hell. I believe the world is going through hell.
Yes.
And it's going to emerge on the other side, because one of the fundamental principles in physics is that for every significant breakthrough is preceded by a
breakdown.
We're going through the breakdown right now. So if you are feeling like you're going through hell right now, what you have to do is just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep the faith. If you want to make a difference, which so many people say they do, you have to be and do something different.
Yeah.
You know, so many people talk about making a difference, and they're chasing the same old things and the same old outcomes that everybody is chasing, and talking the same old talk. You can't make a difference if you're the same. Those who follow the crowd most often get lost in it.
Yeah.
So, again, self-awareness, adaptability, autonomy. I know this has been a little bit longer than our normal, but hopefully this is valuable for you. If you're ready to take your power back, if you're ready to really develop alchemy and influence and the 3 fundamentals, self-awareness, adaptability, autonomy, then we have a 3-day virtual online experience for you coming up here right around the corner, called The Alchemy of Influence. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have you. You'd be grateful when you do. You can just click the link. I think you can put a link down below us. Yeah, there'll be a link down below us, and click the link, get all the details, where, when, how. It's very interactive. You get a workbook. We put you into subgroups. There's conversations. There's Q&A live back and forth.
Yes.
And you will develop these things, but most importantly, you'll be able, regardless of what's going on in the world, to influence yourself to keep moving forward and create what you desire and deserve.
Yes, and this is actually will be the last one that we're doing. Right?
This is our plan. This is the last time we're ever going to do this live.
Yes, we have some things that are coming up that are new and exciting that's going to have us on the move.
So come join us live and interact with us, and let us help you create your God-given potential. God bless you. Lots of love. Thanks for watching. We'll talk with you soon.
Bye.